So this is the leaders of the Men of the Nigeria Assembly. We are very proud of him, and we like the way he just lived his life with his children.
Thank you. Thank you.
We can hear and we can say that you are a good husband figure. Tell us a bit more about being a father to your children, because I believe they will be listening and watching this video. So tell us a bit more about that.
I know being a father, as we've discussed today, being Father's Day is very challenging. And at first, when I first had my first child, I was a novice. I didn't, there were so many things that I didn't know, or that I've been thinking, how would I cope with it? And I had challenges at first because having no parents or grandmas or family. I have quite a few family members here, but we know about this culture. Everybody's busy, so it's very challenging. But with the bond between myself and my wife, I thought that was the main advantage that we had over the adversities which we had, because there were breaking points when she felt like, okay, you know what, I'm too tired, but because we had this understanding that we are ready for this, otherwise we won't call this baby to the world. So we had to go through this together, and we were able to manage the situation, manage the challenges each time they came. So it's still challenging up to now because I've got two boys, and they're double now, and each time they all want me for some reasons, I don't know.
Daddy boys,
so when I'm at home, we sit down together, they jump on me every time. They don't want to leave me, give me the space that I need. So it's challenging because sometimes coming down from a single life or relationship whereby you have all the time to yourself, but now you have to be around them and ignore yourself.
That's really good what you've said, because that just drives me to the next question. Because, we've got this habit of saying mommies are the one that tend to be there for us when we are sick, when we are crying, and all of that. But, as a son one day, have you got any memories of your father being there for you when you are sick or you've not been well? It's very important because it's going to help us to preserve these stories. We tend to forget all those stories sometimes, and we tend to attribute a lot to women. Sometimes we have to be honest. When the fathers are doing sometimes the greatest job. Yes. I'm not trying to ignore the women here. Today is Father's Day. Yes. So tell us a bit more about that.
Well, I have quite a few memories about my dad being there for me, especially maybe when I was ill. Because when I was young, I had this I was asthmatic when I was young. So he's always on top of it, because it feels, even being a father, and he's got so many things to do. He was working, he had to travel and stuff like that. He still created time for me. And when we tried all the normal, how would I put it, the medication, and it didn't work, there was this herbal medicine which he went to get for me. And my mom was against it, saying, let's just go by the medical plan. Why do you have to mix two things together? But he was so sure about it. Being the father, being the root of the house, he's done his research, and he felt that this was the best thing to do. And they used this herbal medicine on me, and to God be the glory. With prayers, everything went, and it never resurfaced. So as I said, it's always sometimes we blame him for doing too much, because he doesn't rest on our case. Anything that's I have siblings, I have 3 siblings, so we're all 4 boys. So anything that has to do with our health or our insurances, everything, he's always after it, because it feels like we are the first point that we need to be looked after well.
That's really wonderful, and we really thank God for all the fathers in the world. We really appreciate you for this wonderful job that you are doing. We appreciate your parents, your father, and we are very grateful for this great job that they have done with you. And Pastor David, our pastor in Joy Assembly, wrote a book on life without an agenda is uncertain. So what is the agenda of men in Joy Assembly? I think I'm not too forward with it.
Yes. Well, as I said, I've been privileged to take this role from last couple of months, which is from March precisely. And we're just setting stones on how we can improve the ministry itself, because if we don't have a strong ministry, there's no way we affect other ministries, because men's ministry is a ministry within Joy Assembly.
Mhm.
So what the bases are, we need to try and have a good grip on the ministry itself.
Mhm.
And the challenges of having a good grip is having everybody on board,
Mhm.
because we have time problem,
Mhm.
we have finances problem. So it's about getting everybody on board,
Mhm.
like we did making this program successful today.
Mhm.
So when this ministry is strong enough,
Mhm.
then we aspire to see how we can help the church
That's wonderful.
in terms of having to have a sit down with the pastor and see where the ministry, the church in a whole, how we can affect the church.
That's really wonderful. We are drawing to the end of our interview today.
Yes.
I would like to have you back again, just to clarify a few things that you've mentioned about the ministry.
Yes.
And as a father too, would like to hear more about a lot of things again. But any word for all the fathers out there?
Happy Father's Day, all. I'd like to use this opportunity to introduce the men Joy Assembly Men Ministry to you. This is where we see people as family. We don't see people as outsiders. We welcome you with love. We share. We listen to you, because if we don't listen to you, we don't know what the problems are.
Mm-hmm.
As myself, I'm sitting here. I have problems. I share problems with my co-men colleagues. We speak over the week. We check on ourselves. We go out, and it would be a pleasure to have you in our midst, to join us to experience all these things. And I pray God will bless us all in Jesus' name.
Amen. Amen. Any word for your father in the house, Pastor David Shambo?
I'd like to appreciate Pastor David, because he's such a wonderful man. He's just unique, because as I said, I've been in this church. This is my 6th year in the church, and I can remember from the first day when I met him. I came into the office, spoke with him just before I went for my wedding. I didn't have intention of coming to the church afterwards, but the way he laid everything down, and his relationship, the way he listens to, because he's a leader, but sometimes leaders just tend to just want to do things without listening. He listens to your advice, he takes it on board, and this is very, very good. And he has given me a lot of experiences whereby I'm happy. I'm happy. Initially, I was a bit skeptical of taking on these things, but today he's making me a better person. So it's trusted me, and I really appreciate him for that. And I pray God bless him really well and his family.
Praise God. And finally, for today, a word to your beautiful wife and your children.
Well, I like, as I've always done. I know this is a special occasion. I would like to appreciate my wife, Dami, because there's a saying that says, the end of every successful man, there's always a lady that and she's been a rock to my household, and to my children, to my boys. And I know sometimes even things are not going well. She's been there. So I really like to show my appreciation, and that the love between us will go more, and I still and we continue to love you.
Thank you very much for being there with us in the show, and your time, your busy schedule today. We really appreciate you.
Thank you. It's wonderful. I'm privileged to be chosen and to be interviewed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
God bless you. Have a wonderful Sunday.
And you too.
Thank you.